About a year ago, actually it's been over a year ago in several months, when the COVID virus began to come from China, entered the United States, and we began to realize that it was going to impact the entire world. The biggest concern that I would begin to hear, and it was not discussed as much in the initial stages of this, but it is now being talked about very extensively. It's what's called the COVID mutations. Every type of a virus eventually mutates, and the same is true with flus. It always amused me, I guess it's really not funny, but it amused me as a young man saying, we have a flu, and they're already inventing the vaccine for the next flu before that flu ever comes. And then they have another vaccine before that next flu ever comes. And of course, they would always encourage people to get a flu shot. And this was long before COVID. This was, practically every year. I know that up in the mountains, a lot of times the people in the mountain areas, I used to ask my dad, I said, did you all have all of these flus and different things? He said, of course we did. But he said the mountain people would always eat onions, and they would eat a lot of things that had vinegar, hot peppers. I remember my dad ate a lot of hot peppers, and I don't remember my dad so much as having a cold in all the years that I lived with him and that he lived. And he always told me that the hot peppers and the vinegar, and of course this would actually be more mountain traditions probably than medical facts, but they always felt like that helped them. But the biggest thing was building up the immune system, and I'll mention that in just a moment, was something that my wife was told by her doctor recently. But let me just mention that recently, this is probably about a week ago from the time of this taping, I looked and there were 16 different mutations of this COVID virus in different parts of the world. Now, Brazil has been hit with another wave that is very, very serious, and it's caused an extensive number of deaths. There is also a variant that has come out of South Africa, that there was about 500 people in the United States that were diagnosed with that particular variant. But what concerns those who are monitoring the virus situation is that it doesn't appear that the particular vaccines that we now have, that this virus from South Africa can be impacted by the vaccines that we have. And now they're talking about having to take these mutations and these new variants and try to figure out some type of a vaccine that will work on these new variants that we have. Well, people are afraid naturally, especially the older people. A lot of our people in the ethnic communities that are being hard hit by these viruses, especially by COVID, of course, are very, very concerned. But in paying attention to people that we know, and these are actual medical experts, including people in our own town, there are some things that they have been sharing with us. Now, just so that you'll know, I have already had COVID. I've recovered from it completely, but I still have the weakness, the real tiredness that comes every single day. I'm battling where about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, I just feel like I need to lay down because of this tiredness that just continues. And they say with some people, it can continue for quite some time till there's a better recovery in the future. We hope that recovery is soon. My wife had a very serious case of COVID, and it affected her breathing and her oxygen level. She lost her sense of smell and taste, but that's beginning to come back. Thankfully, she's doing well. But there again, the biggest thing that she battles is just going for so many hours and suddenly becoming tired. And that is one of the side effects that the virus does have on a lot of people, is that although that you can't necessarily now give it to other people because there are certain immunities that have been built up, the tiredness does linger in some for quite some time. Now, everyone that my wife has talked to that deals with this virus has said to her the following: it is very important to take zinc and a lot of vitamin D. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell people what to do because I'm not the medical expert, but there are people who are experts that you can watch maybe their YouTube channels or go on the internet and see what they're saying about building up your immune system. My wife has lost 23 pounds, and she's determined to lose a total of 50 pounds. And she has me on a regimen of vitamins and vitamin D and fish oils and so many other things, because people have contacted her that are very knowledgeable in this field, and they're telling her what to do and what to take to try to build up her immune system. And so in America, you have to remember that we eat a lot of fried food. We eat a lot of honestly unhealthy food. We eat a lot of processed food. People drink soft drinks that have tons of sugar in them. And all these things actually have a negative impact on the physical body. And I believe if the COVID disaster that has hit has done anything to people that we know, or should I say, has helped people that we know, it has helped them to try to get in better physical condition, to lose weight, to get their immune system built up, and to really try to eat healthier foods and drink, of course, staying hydrated. The majority of Americans are totally dehydrated, and they're suffering from weakness, tiredness, and headaches. And a lot of it is simply one thing: they just aren't drinking enough water every day. And so I just want to share with you that this virus is continuing to mutate. And if you keep up with the news, that you will know that there are variants that are going to enter the United States, and they're going to have to work on other vaccines, they claim, to help fight this or battle this. But on just the practical part of your life and your home and family, stay hydrated, eat the right kind of foods, and find out what type of vitamins that you need to take, and get in a regimen of exercise and staying outdoors. It is a known fact that vitamin D is a great help in battling this and helping your immune system. So for those of us who work inside a lot, when the sun is shining, take breaks outside. Do your lunch outside. Sit out in the sun and on a chair and a table every day and eat lunch, because it really will help to get the natural vitamin D into your system and into your body. Because the way we work today, we don't work outside the way that our ancestors or our forefathers or even our mother and dad did. And it has a very big impact. Pam's vitamin C, that's my wife, was at 15 when it should have been at 55. And her doctor said, Pam, one of the reasons that you probably contacted this the way you did is because your vitamin D level was low. So there again, there are experts, there are people that you can listen to, but build up your immune system, because it looks like that this virus will be here for a while. My concluding word is this, and I really feel like the Lord put this in my heart. I believe that we who are believers, who believe in the power of the Lord and the power of His Word, that we've come to the point that we've sort of accepted things how they are. We've accepted what has happened. We've even accepted the fact that people are going to die with this virus. And I really think it's time that we stand up and we begin to pray against it, that we join together and we begin to intercede and pray against this virus and ask the Almighty to help us, and through His presence and power and through the power of His Word, to begin to defeat this. Because honestly, the way it's looking, that may be the only way it could be permanently defeated, is by some supernatural intervention of a higher power. And we know God has that ability. So it's up to us who believe in Him to do that praying. Thank you for joining me with this topic. I just wanted to share from my heart. We have a lot of new videos that's going to be coming out on the YouTube channel soon. And also, if you will continue to watch, at the end of this, we have a very special announcement of something we'd like to make available to you. We hope that you get our new series on the Antichrist, his confederacy, and the Eighth Kingdom, which is an 8-hour teaching we just came out with. Thank you for your time, and the Lord bless all of you.
Now available is Perry Stone's latest DVD series, The Antichrist, His Confederacy, and the World's Final Eighth Empire. This new 8-hour expanded and detailed DVD teaching will explain the empire that will seize the world in the future. This teaching will unlock the final mystery of the Antichrist. In this series, Perry will explain where the theory of the Antichrist originates in Scripture, what the prophets, Christ, and the apostles taught about the Antichrist, the early fathers' teachings about the Antichrist, the men in history who were candidates for the Antichrist, the major prophecies concerning the Antichrist kingdom and his 10 kings, the role Islam has in the future 8th kingdom. Discover the area the Antichrist comes from, where he rules, and what he will do. Learn details of the mark and image of the beast and global economic control. You will also discover numerous prophetic insights seldom known that are now revealed. This study will answer hundreds of your questions. It also includes word studies, amazing history, and combines Old and New Testament prophecies to give a clear understanding of this subject. These 4 DVDs, approximately 8 hours of teaching, has numerous pictures and charts. This DVD series is Manifest Offer AK139 and is available for a gift of just $65 or more. To order, visit perrystone.org or call toll-free 1-888-21-BREAD. That's 1-888-212-7323. You may also write to us and send a check or money order to Perry Stone Ministries, P.O. Box 3595, Cleveland, Tennessee 37320, and request offer number AK139. This offer is available on television for a limited time, so we look forward to hearing from you soon.